What's actually been signed? Yes, I'll fight you. When?
Pro box fans here in Sheffield. We're here at the GBM show.
Should I tell you why I'm happy? Why? Because we're in Sheffield. We're at the new basketball arena here in Sheffield. Boxing wise, I think that was about 2,500, 3,000. Good vibe, good energy. Drove down the road. Most people would be pissed off that they can't find a parking space. I was happy because that means it's a success. That means, you know, GBM Promotions, a small time promoter, no big TV, no nothing. He's doing a job. Sponsored by a lot. What Talk Sport are involved.
Let me just pan it there because we can actually see the ring from here. It's quite cool actually.
It's a cool setup. It's a really cool setup. So props to Sheffield Sharks. You know, they're diversifying. This is the first event held here. The first game is on Sunday. I'll be there, courtside. So it's just nice to come from Sheffield, see a lot of sport in Sheffield, and it's how we roll, baby.
It is good to see Izzy doing, you know, good things with GBM, slowly making progress. We see Talk Sport involved in this one, which is the next step for Izzy and GBM. How big can this get in regards to the promotional side?
Without a doubt, I've seen the team that a businessman that Izzy's working with. So it's not a little tin pan outfit. You know, these guys are businessmen, and they're backing him up. They believe in the dream. And as I said, when you get here, I smile because I've been to some of the biggest shows in the world, and you come down at this point, I'm thinking, no, Izzy, no TV, you've got no big platform to push this, and this place is packed out. He's happy. Some of the fights have fallen off. Should have been 12 fights on. It's 10 on, packed out. So, and I just love the success of small promoters that, you know, because it's grassroots. You know, these guys on here, you won't see them on a big network, but you've got to start somewhere, and eventually they may migrate to the big network, but GBM are actually doing a good job.
Nice. I want to quickly just talk to you about other boxing. I do want to talk about a boxer show because obviously you're going to be involved in it. Dan Aziz, Joshua Buatsi. I want to ask you, is that catching fire right now? Do you feel like it's catching the fire that it deserves, or does it need a bit more promotional hype behind it?
I think it's a great trade fight, and the public don't actually realise how much of a good fight it is. It's a good fight, and there's a great story for both fighters. And you'd expect Joshua Buatsi it's a done thing because he was a golden boy, but Dan Aziz has got captured the heart and the love of the public because he's done it in the traditional way, British Commonwealth European title, and he's a hard grafter. He loves being the underdog. He said, yo, you know, listen to me, there's no joking about I'll be there looking for you, hunting you down. So be good at what you do. If you're not, I'll find out. And he's done it so far. And I think it'll be a really good fight. People just don't get it. 21st of October, the O2. Going to be a wicked fight.
Should be a good fight. Let's talk about a fight that's been signed for. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. They're saying it's been signed, and you know the date's going to be announced after the Ngannou fight. Do you feel like we are getting closer now? Do you feel like, you know, we've seen this a few times now in boxing where things I've said they've got signed and never happened. But do you feel like with the backings of the Saudis and this new guy, the new sort of side of the Saudis, that this fight might actually happen? Of course. You know, financially, apparently it stands up. Financially, the contract's been signed. What's actually been signed? Yes, I'll fight you. When? So they're going to announce it.
Understand? So they've got to announce it. So the thing is are they waiting to see what happens with the Ngannou fight? Make sure there's no cuts, no injuries. Is that why? Or they can say they've signed for the fight. The fight could not happen until September. You understand? So what I'm saying to you is, listen, the devil's in the detail. So when these things are done, we can all get excited and giddy thinking it's happening next. It doesn't mean it's happening next. It doesn't mean it's happening right now. So I always wait. I've learnt to wait. Be patient. Be patient and see what they're actually saying. Not what you actually thought you've heard.
Everyone that I spoke to, generally people are saying, listen, Tyson Fury too big, too strong. Is that what you're going ahead with?
Yeah, I do. I think Tyson Fury, unless he's been playing possum, I think the only person in a lot of this, apart from obviously Usyk's people, that doubt Tyson Fury to pull this off is Tyson Fury, because I'm thinking, Tyson, you beat him every day of the week. He's probably it's a hard fight because you've got to use that. You've got to think and use that constantly. But Tyson's big. He's unorthodox, boxes southpaw, boxes orthodox. Usyk can't do that for a consistent amount of time. He can do it for a short burst, but he can't do it for a consistent amount of time. I've seen Tyson Fury come out and beat people orthodox at southpaw, then orthodox. So what I'm saying is, I just think Tyson Fury's I don't know if he's just playing possum, saying I don't want to fight, but he really does. But I was really surprised. Now we're at this stage here, and they say the fight's down for. Obviously, someone's got to bang their heads together and said, "Well, let's get this thing done."
Obviously, if this fight happens, that means that there's two champions out of the way. They might have two fights. They're saying it might be a two-fight deal. If that does go ahead, that means that others have to get it on. There's a lot of push now for this AJ Wilder fight to happen, and maybe see a lot more bigger fights. Do you feel like this could be the start of the big fights finally happening? We've not seen one of these big fights happen since Fury Wilder a couple of years ago. Do you feel like we might start getting that ball rolling?
Hopefully so. It's show business. I keep saying it's always the business that messes up the show. These fighters want to fight each other. Don't doubt for 1 second. If you're a fan and you think one doesn't fight the other, most fighters are happy to get in there and get stuck in. It's the businessmen behind it that think, you know what, maybe we'll wait a fight or two. So you're talking about AJ and Wilder. I think it's probably a lot far off than what you think to happen. I think it's a lot further away than what you think.
Eddie's saying he is talking to Wilder's team, and they are talking. He's getting messages from Wilder's manager. If that fight does happen, with AJ's new style, and we know what Wilder brings to the table, how do you see this fight playing out if it does happen?
AJ can't go if he goes into to fight Wilder, he cannot go into the fight with the same mentality as in the last fight. Whatever he does, he's got to be 100% sure about what he does. Own his shit. Owning his shit means it might be like, this is what I can do, this is what I'm going to do. I don't need a second opinion. This is what I'm going to do. When you go in there with intention and full belief of your ability, you do a good job. If you go in there half-cocked and you think, I'm doing this right, you're going to get turned over. And so he needs to go in there with the right mentality. But the last thing of AJ that I saw, fight of AJ that I saw, I don't think that beats Deontay Wilder. He's got to own his shit.
Final one before I do let you go, because I know you've got to go downstairs and do your bit. Billy Joe Saunders looks like he might be making his return. The only reason I'm asking you is because he is at the show tonight. Excited. What do you feel like Billy can bring back to just 168? We know what he can, but he's been out for a couple of years. You've got to be realistic. He's putting a bit of weight. He's trying to lose that weight. We've seen Tyson do it, but do you feel like Billy can come back and lose that weight and become a champion again?
Billy's doing it because he wants to do it. Billy has still got that mischievous look about him. Billy, he's the character in the division where you think he comes back in here, that'll shake a few, that'll shake a few leagues. So I think it's good that he wants to fight. It's good that he's had a break. He's had a turn, he's rested, the pressure's off. I'm going to step back in it again. He looks a little overweight. That'll come off slowly but surely in his own time. But there are some good fights out there for him. There's a Eubank rematch, that's out there for him. So, and again, a lot of fighters are swimming around thinking, I want to fight, I don't want to fight. Billy Joe Saunders he's the statesman now of all these lot. And he's the kind of guy that said, yeah, let's have this, let me get into this.
Actually, final one before I let you go. We saw Jamel Charlo versus Canelo. A lot of people disappointed with how Jamel sort of performed on the night and how Canelo won that fight quite easily. What do you want next for Canelo? Who do you want? There's this big fight that people are talking about between two Mexicans, David Benavidez, but is that a fight that you'd want to see? If not, which fight would you want to see?
Canelo, again, I tipped Canelo to win this fight before. I think Canelo is not the fighter he was, what the fighter is, beats most fighters in the world. 98% of fighters in the world. Canelo, he can cherry pick whoever he wants. And he'll go for the fights that make him dollars, make him money. So it's not a case of who we want him to fight. He'll fight the ones that make best business sense for him, because he'll put on a performance to shut somebody out. So, okay, he didn't get a stoppage win, but he got a controlled, disciplined win to say, you know what, I'm still top dog here. So Canelo has kept himself at the top of the tree, and the world's his oyster.
Johnny, I know you've got to shoot and do your thing on the show. Thank you so much for talking to myself, and I'll see you
on the other side.
Whenever I'll see you, man. Whenever. Take care.